All right, what's poppin', y'all? We're here with episode 6. You know, already the 6th episode. We've made it past the 5 episode mark. So we make it to episode 10. I think we will. Today we have another special guest on the. I almost forgot my podcast name. Oh my god, on Snapshots from Life podcast. You know, my podcast. It is my friend and crazy talented guitar slayer.
Guitarist player.
Yeah,
I play
guitar player.
guitarists.
You play guitarist. It's his name's Rob, Rob Moya. I think that's how you say it, right? I'm always bad with pronouncing last names or names in general.
Yeah, you got it.
I don't know if it was like some type of like different pronunciation. Anyway.
Yeah.
We got Rob here. Like I said, he's a musician, plays guitar. I've also been wondering how long. I don't think I've asked you this. How long you've been playing guitar?
I've been playing guitar for what is it now? Like a little over 15 years now.
15. Oh my
Started when I
god.
was 5. Yeah.
5?
Around 5. Yeah. I mean, that's when I picked it up. I'm not gonna say that I was playing guitar.
You were just like hitting all these like sick riffs at like 5 years old.
Yeah, I was just shredding, like guitar behind my head, just going off, right? Just child prodigy, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, I picked up the guitar when I was around 5. I mean, from there it was really just let's see what the fuck comes out of this. Oh wait, can I swear? I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So I was like, yeah, I don't know what to expect from this, but I mean, origin story if you want it, but
go on.
So first time that I ever heard anything, like I think it was 4 by that time, and my dad had taken me to work, and he had this like old little iPod that had like, you remember the old ones where they had like the big scroll wheel and a tiny screen?
The Nano, I think.
No, it wasn't a Nano. I think it was just called iPod. Yeah, like iPod first generation.
I know what you're talking about.
That came out, and he had downloaded a bunch of like a ton of music onto that from like old CDs and whatnot. And throughout all of that, there were like, I think it was like 5 or 6 like quote unquote metal hard rock songs, right? Like there was there was AC/DC, there was Ozzy Osbourne, there was like
the classics.
Iron Maiden, there was Poison, and a Def Leppard, definitely. And all I could remember, like it was just like on a shuffle play, and then I heard, I think it was AC/DC's TNT, and I was like blown away by that, right? And I would keep going back to it, and I kept hitting replay on it because I was like, I want to do that. What is that sound, right? And as a 4-year-old, you're like clueless. And so I talked to my dad, and after a few months of like saving up, he went into this, or he took me to a very small local guitar shop, and he bought me my first little tiny off-brand like Fender. It was like a small tiny scale Fender and tiny little practice amp, and those things served me so well for a good 2 years. I think it was like a 1.5 years. But yeah, ever since there, I was just.
I mean, you gotta start somewhere.
Right. Yeah, I mean, everybody's got an origin story. No matter what you do, I feel like everybody starts off somewhere.
I always love origin stories. It's just like some people's are wild. Like, they're like, yeah, I just like found this guitar somewhere and I started playing it. I don't know, like it's. I don't know, like some of them are just like wild.
There was a man under a bridge, and he just handed me a guitar.
He's like, go play some music, son. And I was like, okay. And then I played music, and now I'm touring and selling out shows.
Yeah,
All because that old man told me to play guitar.
exactly. All because I went under that bridge that one day.
Just some random
have you
stranger playing guitar.
have you told your origin story on this?
I don't. I don't even know mine. Do I have
I
one?
mean, everybody's got one.
I don't even know
Come
what's
on, what
interesting. Like,
got you into photography
oh
and even
god,
like going, hey, why not just, Twitch stream or start a podcast? Like
gamer.
yeah, gamer gang.
Oh god, Hmm.
What inspired you?
To prepare people to turn the questions on me. Oh my god. um. My origin story. I don't even like. It's not like interesting. I guess in the photography aspect, I don't want to get too much into my story. It's not about me on the podcast. Um,
I mean,
I hate
over
talking.
time, I feel like it's your podcast. Everybody
I
should
just hate
know,
talking
get to
about
know
myself.
you.
I don't like talking about myself ever. um, that's why I have guests because I'm like, oh, I can talk to guests. They can talk about themselves. I don't have to talk about myself. Perfect. Perfect. Anyway,
Here we are with you telling us your story.
God. No, but you asked, so I was like, I guess I will. I guess the photography aspect is just, I don't know. Like I would carry around like tiny little cameras, like not like the camera I have. That's not tiny. Um, if you define that as a small camera, but I would like those little point and shoot ones. So like you just zoom in on and stuff, like those ones you put in your pocket. I just like always have those like just in my pocket. When I was like in elementary school, even like I'd always like buy the latest one or try to, or have my parents buy me because I was probably like 10 or 8. I don't know how old I was. Like I didn't have money when I was 8, so um, but yeah, like I'd want them to like buy me it for Christmas or something. I'm like, oh, let me get like this new like cool little like camera thingy, and like some of the pictures were kind of cool. I thought they were because I was like 12 probably when I was taking photos, but I was like, let me go to these shows and like bring this camera with me because like to a bunch of shows they don't like allow certain cameras in. Like if I brought my camera in now to a show, they won't allow that in unless they have a pass. Um, so like it was one time I did sneak it in though. That was I shouldn't have done that, but that was kind of funny. I don't know how they can see me with it. That was just really funny. But yeah, I just started to bring like little small cameras to like shows and stuff. And then I was like, oh, this would be like kind of cool to like do this as like a thing, like photograph bands like in front of the stage and in front of the stage and stuff. And so I was like, yeah, like I want to do this. It'd be cool to do it. And I just started taking like random photos of like people and landscapes, and I saved up to get like my first DSLR. And then I was like, oh, this is like cool. Like, I actually like HQ quality pictures with this DSLR. I was like, I want to get like a better one than this. So I was like, saved up for the one that I have now. And I have like a film camera, and it's just like, I have all these cool things I've like saved up for and worked for. And now I'm like, oh, this is kind of cool. And I got like my first photo pass like 3 years ago. And I was like, oh shit.
So sweet.
And now we here, and there's no concerts.
Yeah. Tell me about it. I mean, I just released a single, and I'm ready to release that. Words are hard.
Words are yeah, words are
uh,
hard.
I'm about to drop the album next few months, and here I am not going to be able to start the touring session.
It's so it's so hard for like just not having concerts. It's not even just hard for like musicians. It's hard for like people, like people that work at the venues, the venue managers, the owners, and then like people like me that photograph the shows and like security and like just anybody that is at a venue. And the musicians just like they don't like they're not doing anything because they can't.
Yeah.
And it's like that's a lot of people it affects.
Yeah, which absolutely sucks, and I feel really bad for the people that were already on tour and
Yeah.
that had like pre-purchased a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, I was
All
going to
those
so many
venues that,
shows.
dude, all of those venues that, I'm sorry, I completely
No,
cut
it's
you
fine.
off.
It's fine. It's fine.
No, finish what you were saying. I
Oh
will
no, I
forget
was
what I
just
was saying.
saying. No. I was just saying how I had like a bunch of tickets to shows like this past summer that I would have gone to, but I was like, oh,
Dang. Did you get refunded or anything? Or
yeah, it did, which is good.
I was saying that it sucks to see so many venues having to close down. Venues and theaters. Like,
Theaters
I'm
too, yeah.
sorry, but like, movies were kind of the bomb. Like, just
Right?
going to the theaters either by yourself or with friends, well, mostly with friends or
Yeah.
family. Like, that was kind of the moves. And now, I there's a theater quite near my mom's place.
Hmm.
Up in, can we give locations now? I feel like I gotta ask. You know what? We'll just say near my mom's place.
Okay. Yeah.
And the the place has to shut down because it was such a small local theater that it kind of relied on just the local revenue, and now they can't afford staying open. It sucks because
Yeah.
my brother and I used to visit that place quite often, and then there was a bunch of people that did really like that place.
Yeah, like it hurts more so. It has like all the venues, but more so like the local ones that are like locally owned because like they just can't like afford to even like stay open now, and that's the sad part. And like local businesses too, a lot of businesses,
Oh yeah,
restaurants, everything.
too many of those
It's
things are just going
wild.
quick.
But eventually, hopefully, shows will be back and we'll be good in a sense.
Oh yeah, one way or another, humans are gonna retaliate.
Yeah, but it's just got a lot of work to do, but it'll it'll be good at some point, hopefully. I
Yeah,
just
all
want to
due
get back
time.
out there. Um, what was I gonna go into? I forget. My mind just shut off for a second. Oh my god, mid podcast.
That's how we love to do it.
To be in my brain. I'm gonna cut that part out. Anyway, you're talking about your new single because I listened to that. You sent it to me, "Damned,"
Yeah,
and that is so sick. That is definition of shredding on the
thank you,
guitar.
thank you.
Because you do, I think you described it as well. You do like mainly metal and progressive. I think,
Yeah.
yeah, that's your
So
style.
yeah, but I don't see. I hate having to describe it like that
Describe it,
because
yeah.
then some people are like, "Oh, it's metal. Like it's all about screamo," and just gotta
That's what you
relax.
think,
Number
yeah.
one. Number two, it's instrumental. So
There's
so
nobody screaming on it. It's just instrumental. Yep.
yeah. I mean, okay. Little spoiler. There are a
Hmm.
few vocals on other tracks for the album, but I
Ooh,
wouldn't exactly call them lyrics or lyrical.
they're like sounds.
Yeah, it's vocal sounds.
Okay.
We'll go
Yeah.
with that. You'll hear it and you're gonna be like, oh, that's what he meant.
Yeah.
Um, but going back to the like genre topic, it's the way that I would describe it is because I've talked to a lot of people over time with this, and everybody has difficulty trying to explain it. But the way that I see it in the most simplistic form is
Mhm.
that it's progressive metal with Latin jazz influences and electronic. Uh, I guess we could just say influences as well.
Yeah. There's a lot of influences in it.
Yeah, and I
It's
feel
just
like so for the album, I definitely will say that it is quite genre diverse
mhm.
because I feel like for this album, I definitely went for something that was a little bit more pleasing to a bit of a wider genre. Wider audience for people to
Mm.
like try to get into a different genre or try to just experiment with with other
Other
genres. Hold on.
Hold on.
Um, no, so yeah, like for me, I feel like one of the biggest things that I love to do is inspire other people to just do anything, like to
Hmm.
pick
I love
up
that.
an instrument or to just, try to, grab a pencil and write or draw something or just get out of bed,
Just be
Just
creative.
really, yeah, just having the creative juices flowing. I feel like that when people come up to me and are like, hey, listen, you really inspired me to do this, or this song really spoke to me, like that makes my day more than anything.
Yeah, I love that.
Um, and so for my album, it is technically on the heavier side, because
Mhm.
that is what I prefer to play. Because I mean, I'm quite a diverse person, genre wise, but I do like to do a lot of like what are they called?
Mhm.
What are they called? Hold on.
Oh wait, when you know what they're called?
Improv.
Improv. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I love to do
There we
improvisations
go.
on like different genres and different styles of music. That's what I've grown up to really enjoy doing. Like I one thing maybe we could do this sometime. That
Ooh.
I I'll be in a call with somebody and I'll just pick up my guitar and then I'll be like, hey, just quick, give me a genre. Give me something completely random, right? And then
Mhm.
maybe and or just be like, give me a key. Like tell me to play in A sharp or B flat, whatever.
Yeah.
That's the same note. Uh,
Music theory.
oh yeah. Um, anyways, I'll have them do that, and then I'll try to either look up a backing track, or if I can't find a backing track, I'll just play something. Like give me a mood, give me something to just start and go. Like
Ooh,
I feel
I
like
like that.
that's a really fun exercise that a lot of people should try to do, because then it gets you out of your comfort zone. Like I've had people go play like a smooth jazz type of reggae, and then you're like, what the
Ooh.
fuck? But then you're like, oh, okay, it kind of works.
Just like make it the weirdest you can possibly make it.
Yeah,
And it could kind of
like
work.
make a romantic death metal song. You're like, okay,
Make like some country metal.
country metal kind of bops.
It
You
does.
can call me out on this. You can look this up, and it's pretty sick. Like
I've never
I don't
even
know if
listened, I don't think, to.
okay, I don't know if you've ever listened to like a good amount of Ozzy Osbourne to know one of his guitarists.
And probably not.
Okay, well, there's a guitarist, one of my favorite guitarists, one of probably top three most
Hmm.
influential guitarists to me. Right?
Hmm.
His name is Zach Wild. I
I think
have
I've
one of
heard of
his
him.
signature guitars. Absolutely
Ooh.
amazing guitarist. It's the black and red one.
Oh, is that, yeah, the one we photographed.
Yeah, the bullseye. Absolutely gorgeous guitar, number one, and amazing player, like incredible. And he has a, I don't want to call it a side band, but he has another band called the Black Label Society. I
Hmm.
recommend anybody go and check it out. He has quite some ballads on there, which are beautiful, number one. But also goes into like the heavy metal sort of stuff that he did with like Ozzy Osbourne, and he like him that band. You can definitely hear so many like incredible like country and uh, like metal influences just infused into itself. It's
Whew.
beyond awesome.
I'll check that out. That sounds so interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Never like checked it. Like I didn't even know like country and jazz could like kind of not jazz. I mean country. I mean country and jazz maybe. Country and metal could like work together.
I know that country and like jazz fusion works, but like
Jazz fuse,
if
yeah.
you do like a twangy guitar mixed with like a jazz backing, then that would be cool.
Yeah, I don't think people realize like how many genres. I think like, I don't even realize how many genres can like go together. That you don't
Mm-hmm.
see that they can go together.
Yeah, I mean, all right, I'll give you a little spoiler.
Ooh, okay, I'm ready.
For my album, there's a very specific song. You'll find it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Do you want the title?
Yeah, spill the title if you can.
Yeah, I'll spoil it. So
Let's
it's
go.
called Bite Me, but like Byte, because
Bite. Oh, okay.
I
B
like
bite. Yep.
puns.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's stupid.
No, it's not stupid.
So it's called Bite Me, and it's something that a lot of people, if you just mention it to people, they're like, that doesn't work. Like, why would you ever try to do something like that?
Mm-hmm.
And I did it, right? Um, which is think of like a, almost like an 8-bit retro kind of bumpin' EDM song, right?
Mm-hmm. I'm
And
picturing
then
that.
throw a heavy metal guitar on top of that.
Whew.
That's what Bite Me is. And definitely, I would like for you and whoever listens to this to check that out when it comes out. Um,
I'll provide the links. Don't worry.
all right. And so I feel like if you are very hesitant to listen to metal and you like poppy type of EDM, we'll say maybe even like I wouldn't recommend. I wouldn't say that it's specifically like dubstep, but it's got some influences of dubstep in it. Uh, but it's very playful. I think the entire album is very playful, and you're like, it gives you, as it's called, it puts you into perspective. It's called Dreaming in Perspective.
Yeah,
So
I like that name.
thank you.
Would you say
It
like
was actually going to
each?
be.
Ooh, sorry.
Sorry, go on.
No, I was gonna ask. Would you say like I think you probably mentioned it, but um, how you were saying like the infusion of different genres on the tracks. Would you say like each track is like different in a
Um,
sense? I mean, probably yeah, they are, but like I guess in genre sense.
Genre sense.
Yeah, that's not the way to word it, but I think you know what I mean. I
Yeah,
feel
yeah,
like
yeah.
different. Like you can hear the difference in them. I guess.
Um, I'm gonna say that for the majority of them, I will classify them under like progressive metal,
Hmm.
to where it's very, or at least like progressive dancey metal. Like it's weird to say, but like once you hear
Progressive
it,
bangers.
yeah, just go on my Instagram real quick, check it out. Shameless plug. Um,
At
but
official Rob Moya or official dot Rob Moya.
yeah, official dot Rob Moya. Thanks. But yeah, most of them are definitely metal, and then there are the ones that are definitely how would I say, like it's more so the other genres rather than just metal. Like I'm gonna say that just the lead guitar is what makes it metal, and then the rest of the song is practically
Oh,
um,
okay.
a different genre. Like if you take out the guitar of these songs, they're a completely different genre.
Oh, that makes sense. So the guitar kind of just makes it, obviously, because you were playing the guitar.
Yeah.
Guitar-driven tracks.
Hmm. I don't know. I feel like a single instrument can definitely change the entire mood of a song.
Oh yeah, definitely. Just add like a
Like,
triangle in there.
no, imagine like having like a really sad ballad, and then some dude comes in with like bongos. Like it's. Oh yeah.
The possibilities are endless with music. That's why I love it. 'Cause
Oh yeah.
I myself just like make rant. I say I'm a musician, which I'm pretty sure is probably to say I'm like an artist in general because everything I do is like art.
Yeah.
Um, but they're like, oh, like people think like, oh, you're an artist, so you paint. I'm like, not necessarily. Paint for fun. I can't really paint, but um, like I make music here and there, but not like not like you do. I just kind of make like random beats here and there, and like the way I think about it is like I just because I'm learning piano now, and I play a tiny bit of guitar and have a uke. Um, the way I do it is that I just make random like sounds and I'm like, oh, this sounds kind of cool. And then I just like add another random sound to it. I'm like, oh, this sounds like kind of cool too. So like if it works together, then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just add a little bit of like this to it and like that's something.
Yeah. No, definitely. That's what makes you a musician.
I think that's
That's
a lot of musicians do that, I feel like.
yeah. I mean, I'll sometimes I will admit it. Like, I'll just sit behind my screen, just going in my DAW. DAW, for anybody that doesn't know, is the program that you use to make music or to work your magic and
Isn't
record
it?
stuff.
Is it
So
doesn't it
from
stand for digital audio workspace?
workspace, yeah.
Ah, yes, okay.
So you got it. Um, and so I'll be sitting here and going through a bunch of like sound presets, like MIDI keyboards, and
Yep, that's what I
just
use.
going. Or like since I have a really awesome amp, which is called the Fractal Audio Systems Axe Effects. Um, it has like a shit ton of presets. So I'll just sit here and go through all of the presets, and some of them will be like the wackiest thing, and you're gonna laugh, and you're gonna be like, "Wait, there's there's some potential behind this. Hold on." And then you add a different instrument on top of that, and you're like, "That sounds cool." And then you add another one on top of that one, and then you're like, "That doesn't work, but I kind of like that better with the other one."
Yeah,
Just
it's like
scrap the entire project. You got
I'll
something new.
I'll like trial and error, which I'm one for I don't have a lot of patience with things. So like in the sense of me making beats, is that I go on like one project, I put things together, and I'm like, oh, this sounds like decent, and I'm like, I put something else to it, and I'm like, nah, I don't like this, and they start a new one.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I gotta keep like going back to them, like adding more, but like I think my thing is like I just don't like. I can put some things together, I think that sound like kind of decent, but I'm just not great with like mixing things and like audio stuff, like adding to it, I guess, like that part of it. I can put things together to like make sounds, but I can't like mix them to make it sound better.
I mean, I'm here. You can hit me up
True.
anytime.
But I
But
more do it
Aaron,
for fun. So for now. But it'd be cool to
for
make like
now.
beats for people actually, because I can't sing, which that's sad. I wish I could sing. But if I could sing, oh god. As I have so
I mean,
many
you
songs
use
to
your
write.
voice enough.
I have so many songs to write that I just so many sad songs I want to write, but it's just be weird if someone else is singing them.
Yeah. I get that.
um, but yeah, it's I think it'd be cool to like make like a beat for somebody and then like sing over it and use their own lyrics over it. That'd be kind of cool. Like producer, that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many unfinished projects that I have. There's there's a meme going around the guitarist community. I think it's hilarious. You know the meme where the guy is like holding the chick's hand on the right side, then he's like
Yeah, he's
flipping
walking
back to
away.
the
She's
yeah.
walking away. Yeah, that one.
Mm-hmm. The guy is me. The girl that we're holding hands with is all of my unfinished projects, and then the chick that's walking away is new guitar riff. New guitar riff I just wrote.
That's so true, though.
I genuinely have like 8 songs that I have started, and I just like, okay, admittedly, right?
Mhm.
I usually sometimes go back to them and I'll check them out, and I'll see like if I can add something to it or if I can continue that project. But overall, like sometimes it's like getting an idea out just so a new one can come in type of thing. I feel like that's really what it comes down to, at least in this industry, to where you can have as many ideas as possible, but you got to have like good ones that you can fully like
Yeah,
vocalize, I guess.
that's true. I feel like it's just it's so hard to like decide on one. Because like all artists, um, in general, all artists, I think, like they do the same thing. They just start something and like, nah, I don't like this, and then they go back to like a new thing and like, not like this either, and then you just keep going on to a new thing and they never finish what they started
Mhm.
before. And like what they started before could be something nice or cool, but like they just don't know it because they don't go back to it. I'm talking about myself too, so
Yeah.
it's also me.
Stop calling us out.
But it's all artists. I know a lot of people that do that, in every like aspect.
Mostly for. Okay. Sorry, I almost choked to death. Don't worry about that.
That's fun. I mean, it's not fine, but I,
Yeah,
you know
it's
what I mean.
fine. Go ahead, die right here, right now. Caught live. Um, no. So my brother, absolutely amazing, talented kid. He likes to draw a lot. He loves to do sketches,
Mhm.
and I've seen this mostly in him and in myself because we draw together sometimes. We'll start just sketching something out. We'll start having this amazing like epiphany of a drawing that we can like formulate, and it'll just start coming through. And for example, we'll start on like a person or like a house, right? And we're gonna start in a specific spot, and then halfway done with that spot, we're like, yeah, fuck this drawing. Just flip the page, and it's just something new. Like,
Yeah, it's just it's so much like that. Like it's so hard because like you just want to keep in my brain. Like I just want to keep making stuff, and I have all these ideas. But sometimes it's just the motivation to do those things too. And it's like, oh wait, I'm thinking of this stuff, but like how do I make it? Like
mm-hmm.
I I think my mind is always in like a creative block, and like I never know how to like make something or just give up too fast.
Yeah, for me, okay, I will admit, right? If anybody out there is listening to this and they want to get into audio or just getting into music, which I know that is a bit struggling at you know, number one in this time and age, but also when you're above the age of like easy learning. So, because I have a friend and he's trying to pick up the guitar, and he's always coming to me and he's going, "This is kind of impossible. Like, how are you doing this? You are not human for being able to move your fingers. Like, you can't. There's no way." And it's really just taking a little bit of time and just going through it. Like, number one, don't be afraid to write something shitty. Don't be afraid to make a really bad recording, you know, or just a few. Get a folder and just set off folders that say this is shit, and then another one that says this one has potential.
Yeah.
And then you
Ooh, that's a
have the
good idea.
ability to just go through new ideas and just you will not learn unless you just keep plowing through it. I
Mhm.
feel like that's the biggest takeaway that I can tell anybody right now. You gotta you know put the pencil on paper, and that's how you're gonna learn.
You just have to like start it. That's the
Mm-hmm.
big thing. You have to do it, which is it's still hard too to like be like, oh, I should I do this? Like, is it gonna be good? Like that's always goes through my mind. I'm like, should I even start this? I don't feel like creative enough today. Like, I don't know. And then like, um, someone else told me this too. To just think about like the people out there that are always like, oh yeah, like I want to do this, I want to do that, but they just don't do it. And then, like you start something like with this podcast. I never thought of doing this. I hate talking. Um, about myself, and I'm not great with talking to other people, so it's like I would never do this. And I'm like, what if I did it though? And I did it, and now we're here. So it's all about starting things. And I
I
guess
mean, you're
like
killing
you said, like not worrying about how bad it might be first. Because it's gonna be bad at first. Like everything, if you start
Oh,
in something,
guaranteed.
it's not gonna be perfect in the first try.
Yeah, like just remember the first time that you wrote your name. First time you tried to walk at all, right?
Yeah, I still can't walk really. Well, I
Yeah.
mean, no,
You
I
didn't.
can, but I didn't mean it
Yeah,
like
you
that.
didn't
I mean,
trip not one time on that photo shoot. I will give you props for that.
I'd be falling down some stairs sometimes. Like it's hard sometimes.
I just fall down some stairs sometimes. I don't get it. Like I just jump from the top and I don't land it. I don't get it.
But yeah, that's you just gotta start things.
Speaking of that photo shoot, I still can't get over that guy's comment.
Oh my god, yeah, we were doing a photo shoot. For those of you who don't know, like you wouldn't know. I think maybe you do.
Yeah.
I keep remembering that people listen to this that might not know any of us. So I'm like, okay, uh,
Yeah.
which is wild about a podcast. And people are actually listening to this all over the world. Oh my god, this is scary.
Yeah. Tell me about it. I'm releasing music all over the world.
It's good for you though. Like this is why I do this. I want people to like um, hear people's like stuff they're promoting and like hear what they're doing instead of like what I'm
Exactly.
doing. Because I don't like talking about myself. So I'm like, let me talk to like some strangers and friends and what they're doing. Um, but yeah, so um, we were doing the photo shoot. Um, I think you brought it up to me. We were planning it anyway. Like a while back. But I think you were waiting until like you release stuff to do it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like promo and stuff. And and we went to the city. You're from Rhode Island. Um, and I'm in the city. I'm in Boston. Not really from Boston, but I'm there pretty much a lot. So I might as well be from there. Um, but if I say where I'm actually from, no, everybody's gonna be like, "Where is that?" I'm like, "It's Boston." Just
Yeah,
it
of
just
course.
um
East Coast, that's all you gotta know.
yeah,
East
yeah.
Coast USA. There we go.
But yeah, we were in Boston slash Cambridge, you know. And then we were like in this area taking photos. Like we were doing like the promo shots. You brought both your guitars and your dad.
Yeah. Hey, listen, he got some pretty
No,
good
he's cool.
like behind the scenes stuff and he definitely helped with number one, he definitely helped with getting me there because my car
Mhm.
decided to break down literally that morning. I shit you not. Like I had everything prepared the day before. I get in my car and I'm like, okay, I'll see you in a little bit. And then my car just won't start. I'm like, this is great. I call up my dad. He comes back from work. I'm like, hey, listen, help.
Oh,
So, yeah, big shout out to him.
big shout out to your dad. He's cool. Yeah, he definitely got really good pictures.
Yeah,
I've
those
never
are
had
great
anybody,
screenshots.
um, which is wild because I've always wanted a picture like that. I've never had anybody like be with me when I'm doing a photo shoot. Usually just me and the person doing a photo shoot, and like no one's ever like taken pictures of me taking pictures. Like that's a cool perspective of that. It's like behind the scenes.
Yeah,
um,
I guess you could say dreaming in perspective.
oh
Slap. Kidding, I'm so sorry. I'll
no,
stop with these promos.
use promo code.
These promos.
Dreaming in perspective. um, this podcast is sponsored by. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, no, the photo shoot was fun. We like rode around the Cambridge, Boston area. We just scouted out some places. You'll be seeing those pictures pretty soon. All y'all will be seeing them pretty soon. You'll be seeing them before because I'll show them you. I'll show you the previews, but
I sure hope so.
those will be coming out soon. They're
And
looking
those
pretty
awkward
fire,
looks.
I'm not gonna lie.
Thank you. I mean, you're the one that took them, so you got to give yourself some credit too. Thank you.
Okay. I mean, I guess. But no, it was a good day for it too. Yeah, okay.
We got to go back to what the guy said.
Oh, we didn't say that. The guy.
You want to say it or mine?
Yeah, you can say it.
Okay, so we were taking pictures next to this really cool statue thing.
It was a building / statue. Yeah.
Well, no,
statue.
there was a statue in front of the building.
Oh, that.
It's not a statue building. But yeah, we were in front of that thing, and I decided to change up the positioning of the guitar. So I held it up, and so basically flipped it upside down. So I had the neck of the guitar on my offhand, and I was holding the body of the guitar closer to my head. And there was a guy driving by, and as Aaron's taking the pictures, he just yells out, "Hey, buddy, you're holding it the wrong way!" Just drives off. I couldn't. No, he's got a point.
He's got a point. Glad he knows how to hold the guitar the right way.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of disappointed he didn't come back around
and see if you're holding it the right way.
Yeah. Gets out of the car. Let me show you how it's done.
He just plays like a big riff.
Yeah, he just completely showboats it.
It's funny because it got like your reaction to that too in the photos.
Yeah. I just couldn't control it. Like, that was so unexpected. Like, yeah, I was expecting like the weird looks and a bunch of people. Like when we were at that like graffiti spot, absolutely beautiful, number one.
Yeah.
But there was so many people walking by that just stared. Not at you, right? But they just stared at me. And there was those awkward times where like while you're taking the shot and I had to look like I was doing like the side look or whatever.
And they were coming that way.
That they were either coming that way or they would like turn to see me, and then we would be forced into eye contact until they left. And I was like, I can't look away. I can't. It was for the dominance. Alpha male here.
Yeah, I feel like it's a lot more awkward on that end because like you can't really. You're just standing there, and like I'm the one moving. I'm really just looking at you because I'm taking the pictures. So it's like I don't see them on the outside. So I'm like, it's more awkward for you. So I've had that though. Like I've had people take photos of me, and people were like around me. I was like, oh no, I gotta stop.
It's funny. I did a. I'm not gonna say photo shoot, but my friends way back before quarantine, we did a little like. We just took pictures of each other at a mall. And we would do stupid poses.
Oh no.
And every time somebody passed by and we were just doing something like whack, we could just feel the shame and people be like,
you can feel them judging you.
Here?
Like just walk past us, don't look at us, mind your business.
Yeah.
Like we're having fun. Come on.
Do you want a picture? Come here.
You wanna get it? Like if someone's doing a photo shoot, like I don't look at them like menacingly. I'm just like, oh, that's cool. Like you do your thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I kind of get it because I have a really awesome guitar shape that is
true,
way far out from the normal, right? Hands down, my favorite guitar. Period. But you know, I would understand if they were staring at the guitar, not the guitarist. You know, at that point, hey, bringing it back. Those are the people that are playing the guitarist.
Maybe we're just looking at the guitar and how cool it was. I don't know. It's a cool guitar though.
Dude, they don't even. Okay, so as far as I'm concerned, they don't make this model anymore. They make one similar shape, but it's definitely like more quote unquote modern. Uh, but I do definitely want to get in touch with ESP, which is what I use, aside from Wild Audio, to see if they can hook something up. You know, hopefully down the line.
That'd be cool to get like a custom guitar.
Yeah, like getting a signature guitar, or
Mm-hmm.
at least custom guitar for now, and then signature guitar down the road.
Like the custom guitar picks, which you kind of already have, but you want to like make them different.
I already have custom guitar picks, but I do need to order more with a better design that I didn't get. So, to people that don't know me, they're like, "Wow, this guy's like completely decked out." And I'm like, it's humble beginnings. I promise. Um, um, yeah, I got lost in that.
Yeah, no. We both got lost in that.
Yeah, I mean,
It's been a long week.
Yeah, it really has. I mean, not too bad. I mean, for me, it was just working on stuff and finishing up paperwork for which a lot of people don't actually know. You do have to put it, which honestly I didn't expect either. So yeah, I was finishing up that sort of stuff for the album instead of just the single. So.
What thing goes? Oh, sorry. We keep doing that.
We keep stepping on each other's toes here.
Oh, that's funny. No, what were you gonna say? I actually just forgot what I was gonna say.
No, I was just asking you, what have you been up to this week?
Oh, okay, that's not important. Anyway.
Okay. Well,
No, I mean, not just, not much. I've just been busy with schoolwork, trying to finish that shit out. But what I was going to mention, it's back in my brain now. I got it. She came back. Because you mentioning about the album too, and I think you said you want it to come out. I think you said to me about the end of the year or by the beginning of the year next year.
so, what I was hoping for was that. So, first off, I thank you to anyone and everybody that has been hearing my stuff. I have gotten absolutely amazing feedback, which I am so thankful for. Like, thank you guys, and thank God that this entire process is not just gone for nothing, right? Feedback's been wonderful.
That's good to hear.
The response and the ratings have been pretty good. But I do want to see how much more traction I could possibly gain through this. And, depending on how much, I guess, quote unquote, activity I can gather within these 2 months, I'll be releasing it within 2 to 3 months. 3 months definitely max. So either I guess at this point for next year. So probably expect January. January is pretty solid.
Pretty solid month.
Yeah.
Nice New Year surprise.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's a good year.
Yeah, I mean,
has to be better than this year, hopefully. So
I mean, yeah.
That's all we can hope for. That should be a good start to it if you're releasing it in January. People will be excited about that. Y'all better check it out. I'm going to fight you personally. No, just kidding. I won't. But check it out.
Thank you in advance.
what was I gonna? I had something. Oh no, yeah, it was off the whole album thing. But I think I mentioned that earlier, so scratch that one. This one, I actually had. You're my second musician on here. Actually, no, third musician on here. I had one of my good friends in the first episode.
Yeah, it was she did a violin thing, right? Or no,
Bass, the upright bass.
bass.
She
Right.
does like bass, everything's like probably bass guitar too. But yeah, she goes to Berkeley. Um, she has like jazz and stuff like that. She's cool. And then like
That's what I
this,
remembered. Yeah.
yeah. And I know, I think it was the fourth episode. I mean, mix up the numbers, but fourth episode was Ozonic. They're one of my other friends' band. They're from like Colorado. They're a bunch of cool dudes. They're so funny. But yeah, so they're the other musicians. They're a whole band. Because you're just a solo musician for the moment. Unless you want to stay a solo musician. Do you want to have like a band?
So I mean, I've always argued this with myself. There are definitely ups and downs to both. Uh, but I mean, overall, right now, I don't seem to have a huge problem working by myself. Number
Mm-hmm.
one, I get to keep all the rights and revenue, which
True.
is a lot easier. Um, but creative process wise, I think it's always awesome to be working with different musicians and uh, opening up your broadening your horizons type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I would like to find other talented musicians that would like to collaborate or do try to work something out. Like I'm always open to hearing other people play and seeing if there could be a match or something like that. Or um, the only issue for me, which has been probably the biggest, most prominent thing, is finding people that uh, I don't know if other people can relate to this, but when you reach a certain, now I'm not trying to I'm not trying to put myself make myself sound bigger and better than I am, because I'm not I will fully admit, though I do have the years of experience behind myself, I still want to humble myself because there are definitely bigger and better musicians out there.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely more amazing guitarists out there. Um, we probably do different things, but getting back to it,
Yeah.
um, once you reach a certain level of technicality within an instrument or a certain genre that you like to play, finding other people that have that same experience as you with that genre or with similar instruments that can complement that is very difficult, alongside with having to schedule with people, which is
Mm-hmm.
the worst, fully admittedly. Um, and then there's for me, I do this professionally, so I do a lot of like studio work and a lot of recording as basically my main job, um, career, I guess you could say. And finding other people that are willing to take that step into that career path is very difficult, especially if they're already doing something different. Um, so I have a buddy, I'm not going to say his name, but we've had this conversation before as to uh, we would like to try to work something out, and even though we don't have the same like style, we still
Mm-hmm.
have found times where our genres complement each other.
Yeah.
But it's just he doesn't want to take that step uh, into trying to become a professional musician, mainly for either I don't know specifically his situation, but maybe it's for he's got different bills that he needs to pay, or he's got uh, a relationship status that he doesn't want to, that he might think that it could hinder, or, et cetera, et cetera. It really comes down to how far can you prioritize music over your other stuff.
Yeah, that
So
makes sense. I feel like too you can like work with, like you said, like working with people even with not within the same genre can still benefit because like even just working like with a musician in general, like you can bounce ideas and stuff because they know music and they know like what they're doing. So
Yeah,
so it's like you can kind of bounce off that and like share ideas and like, oh, maybe this will work, or you can like collab with them on like a project. You never know.
yeah. I've had quite a few people um, work with me off of like R&B stuff, which it does turn out to be pretty cool. I've also got people that I once had a cellist and a pianist work with
Mhm.
on like a project. We never ended up finishing it, but we did end up talking about it and starting a few ideas. Overall, I think just I guess you could just say genre hopping is pretty fun. I mean,
True.
imagine just having like a playlist with like all of your bops, like no matter
All
what
the
the
bops.
genre is, like you're still gonna hit play.
Yeah.
There's no chance that you're just gonna be like, nah, there's just too many songs on here that just don't match. Like you don't care if they fucking match. You're like, they're good songs, they're good songs.
Oh yeah. I have an entire playlist I play pretty much all the time. There's just so many genres in one playlist. Like I don't categorize them in a different playlist. They're all just in one. I listen to
Oh,
anything, so it's like I'll put it on this one playlist. Why not?
yeah. What are some recent musicians that you've or bands, groups, whatever, that you've been listening to recently?
It's time for me to shout out my favorite one. Let's go. I do this in every episode. There's one
I'm
person.
not at the top. I'm kidding.
It's you, actually. No, no, but you're a good musician. I put your song in my playlist.
Hey, thank you.
I got
Appreciate
you. I
that.
got you. I always support all my friends that do music if they have stuff on Spotify. But some of them just don't release stuff and they just do it like freehand, which is cool too. But I like when people like release it on things I can add to my playlist.
Yeah.
Some more stuff to listen to. But God, if I had to, I mean, I have so many favorite musicians. They're like all different genres. Oh, I mean, I do strive for like certain genres, like indie, pop, punk, and like alternative stuff like that is like my top genre. I would say genres, but like I'll listen to anything. Maybe not country. Maybe country pop if I'm like feeling some type of way, but
Some type of way.
hardly not like the
Trying to get
hardcore
down
like,
and giddy, down and giddy. Oh,
but like
country pop. That's where it goes.
like the country pop like Casey Musgraves, like that kind of, which is I don't
Yeah.
know, it's country, but it's like it's more pop, not like the um Country Roads Take Me Home, that song, even though it is a bop, but but yeah, my favorite artist, one of them is Paris. I think I told you this,
Yeah, yeah.
which is spelled Pvris, so the A is upside down, for copyright reasons. They're actually from here, so that's cool. They're more like alternative rock stuff like that. One of my favorite artists now, who I mentioned in like pretty much every episode, I think, is her name is or her artist name is MXM Tune, and her real name's Maya, and she does like sometimes it's hard to describe music genres, which you went into too. Like it's hard to like describe your music or put into one genre. Um, but she's like indie. She's like indie, like she's like that girl like with like the ukulele, you know,
Yeah.
that type of those type of songs. But like it's she's so good. I could talk about her for hours. Anyway, she's also a gamer, so like she's perfect. But anyway, shout out. Anyway,
Shout out. Kind of have a crush. Don't worry about it.
kind of. Anyway,
Shh, we're not talking
I'll
about
send this
that.
part. I'll tweet this part to her. Don't worry. No, I won't. I won't. No, I won't. She has a podcast too. It's actually really interesting. It's a podcast that's called 365 Days with MX17. So she releases an episode every single day.
Dang.
But they're only like 10-minute episodes, which is cool though. It's like she released like a fact. So it's like a fact a day. It's like a music fact on this day in history, and a fact about her life, and then and on that day in history, and then like a fact about I think the world or something like that. There's like different facts for that day in history, which is kind of cool.
Right.
I'm listening to a lot more
Sounds
podcasts. What?
Something tells me that you've been a little bit invested into that.
a little bit. I'll turn it on you. I was gonna ask this anyway, actually, but you turned it on me, so like I'll turn it on you too. Who are some of your favorite artists /
My
bands, musicians?
favorite artists? Okay, I thought you were gonna be like some of your recent listens. Okay, favorite.
I mean, you can do
Um,
recent listens too if you want.
okay. Well, I'll start off with recents because that list is a lot shorter. Um, recently, I got back into amazing guitarist. Uh, his name is Aaron, but he releases stuff under intervals.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of instrumental. Well, he has an album out with vocals, but he releases instrumental like prog metal. It's more so like different albums give off like a little bit different vibes. So like he'll have one that's a little bit like poppy and a lot more. They're all melodic. They're absolutely gorgeous to listen to. I've gone back to listen to Andy James. Uh, I Built the Sky is pretty good, and Gus G. Oh, absolutely amazing instrumentalist and singer.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've ever heard of her. Completely out of metal. Grace Kelly.
I might. I feel like I've heard that name, but I don't know.
She plays the saxophone or like what is that, like woodwind? No, that's still brass.
Clarinet? No.
Yeah. Clarinet,
That's
saxophone. That's
woodwind.
brass. Yeah, that's brass.
No, woodwind.
Make fun of me. It's actually percussion.
Potentially.
No, so beautiful voice. I recommend anybody to listen to her stuff. She does anything from like jazz to like bebop, and oh, it's so good. It's so good.
Wait, what's the
Her
name again?
and Grace Kelly.
Great. I'm gonna type in my Spotify right now. There we go.
Grace Kelly and another person that she's also played with is Leo P. I don't remember if he spells out his last name, but they are amazing, amazing musicians. Very, very talented.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, what else? I've gone back to listen to like early, like old Spanish songs. Like, I doubt that you've ever heard of them. I don't know if maybe people listen to this podcast might recognize, but there's a band
Never
called
know.
Mana. It's just called Mana, Mana,
Okay.
and I grew up on these guys so bad. Like they're amazing, huge influences on me for like the Spanish side. And then Alter Bridge just dropped their Walk the Sky 2.0 album, which I think is them playing live. So it's their Walk the Sky album alongside with a new track and some live stuff, which you were asking some of my favorite bands. See, putting up favorites is very
it's
difficult.
hard. It's hard. I
Yeah,
have so many favorites too.
yeah. I I I'm using them as a transition
Yeah,
because Ultra Bridge, huge influences on me. Miles Kennedy, absolutely insane vocalist and
insane.
guitarist. Um, alongside with Mark Tremonti and Slash, he's absolutely nuts.
Mm.
Tremonti and Slash, again, huge. I'm a nerd for 'em. Their stuff is absolutely amazing. Slash is, I doubt that you know this, because a lot of people didn't know this, which I didn't know, because I grew up
Ooh.
on Guns N' Roses a lot,
Hmm.
and it turns out that a lot of people don't know that Slash released his own stuff. Like Slash, now that he got back into Guns N' Roses, he's not re-recording, sorry. He's starting up a new recording with Guns N' Roses. Um, but he's been releasing his solo albums, and they are by far some amazing tracks. Um, my
Mm.
favorite is definitely his album Apocalyptic Love.
Hmm.
Definitely recommend for anybody to hear that.
I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah, it's nuts.
I'll check that
Uh,
out. I like saying like I'm sorry to interrupt. I like saying this um or asking like people like their favorite musicians or I guess what they've been listening to lately because I'm always looking for new recommendations to add to my playlist. Cause I like to have like a giant playlist, so I don't have to like keep skipping music.
um, some other stuff that's pretty good. Like I was mentioning, Gus G and his
Mhm.
band Firewind. Uh, Want to check those out. Those are a lot more on the metal side. Not like too like heavy to where you're like shit type of thing. It's more so like the hard rock, heavy metal, melodic type of stuff. Uh, More so on the progressive stuff, I would say Arc Echo. So it's
Mhm.
spelled ARCH, like Arch Echo.
Okay.
Um, oh, I love this band, but they're not together anymore. Uh,
Damn. I hate when that happens.
yeah, it's so sad because it's so good. You should
It's so good,
definitely
and then
look
they're
these
just like,
guys up.
nah, we're not a band anymore.
Look up Destiny Potato.
Destiny, what?
It's Destiny Potato.
Potato.
It sounds dumb, but it's Destiny Potato.
Okay.
And you have never heard such a great like heavy band with such good female lead vocals. Like you would think it's more so like on the Evanescence side, but it's so good. Uh, Sorry, I'm looking through my stuff and going, what's like something that I would just throw on an aux, right? Uh,
Like passing the aux is what I'm throwing on.
uh,
What are you
I mean,
jamming?
12 Foot Ninja is pretty good.
12-foot ninja.
Yeah,
I'm
12
liking
Foot.
these names. Weird, but I'm liking it.
Yeah, see, I've always thought, what would I name a band that I'm in? And I've always like gone back to like stuff that's like a little bit more so. It's not like cliche type of stuff, but it's more so like thought provoking.
Hmm.
But I've never decided on you know going through with it. Um, oh, how could I forget? Uh, these two are so it's basically kind of the same band, and it's the same band members except one has vocals and an extra guitar, which is the same guy. Uh, so it's Dorje, Dorje, and then Tosca.
Okay.
Toska.
Okay. Okay.
The lead guitarist, Rabia Masad, huge influence on me. Absolutely nuts player.
Nuts.
They're
He's so insane.
two
I don't
lead
know him,
guys.
but I guess he's insane.
Yeah. And anyway, Tosca is the instrumental, and then Dorje is the one with the vocals. And they haven't released stuff in a while, but I know that they did post something about thinking about recording stuff again.
Mm-hmm.
Because they've had their entire side projects and they've all been doing different things. But huge fan of their stuff. I will say that a track on the album is a little bit inspired by them. But
I was just gonna ask too. I was gonna go into what it kind of inspires the album, but you already just said that. So
I mean, okay, so like Slash, Wild, and Aaron Intervals and Rabia Masad definitely have quite some influences on the album.
mm-hmm.
Only because this is my first official album that I'm releasing. It's the first big I guess folder of works that I've been working on for years.
It's that big
Right?
debut.
It is the big debut. So over the course of time, I've been listening to these guys and really honing down on what I wanted and what I really felt like was going to, you know, as representative of me as to also. So I will admit, sometimes I do try to be a little bit more of a people pleaser with music, but I still try to stay true to myself
I
because
feel
I feel
that.
like being somebody that you're not just doesn't work out for anybody. So definitely within those years of choosing which song, because I had a lot of songs. Fun fact, it's completely useless. Do what you will with this information. I went through 2 iPhones, complete storage, like wiped. The phone was completely like factory set new,
Oh my god.
and it was entirely full. Like one was like a 64, and then another one was I think I want to say like 8 GB, but I don't
Mm-hmm.
remember. And that was all just recordings in the voice memos of me playing songs. Like
I
I
can believe
had
that.
it was over like I think it was like 1,200 something like
Oh my
that
god.
of just voice memos. I mean, granted, some were actual like song ideas. Others
Yeah.
were me going, "Hey Rob, put your hand on the 5th fret of this," and then others are just like it's me just noodling on the guitar. But it's I think if I didn't go through all of that, I wouldn't have gotten the same result that I have now.
Yeah.
But over all of those years, those those musicians definitely had some of the biggest impacts on the top songs that I decided on fully, I guess, polishing up and going through with releasing. So
It's wild that like I always watch like a bunch of interviews with like some of my favorite musicians and like a bunch of musicians in general. And I always think it's fascinating how like in the interview um they'll like say like what their kind of like what their song, well, you wouldn't be songwriting, I guess. I don't know if you'd songwrite because you're not really doing the lyrics, you're more
technically, it's
so.
still songwriting, which
That's
I
true,
didn't
like
really
music
think
writing.
about. It's yeah, give or take.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna fight you on it.
But like they always like I think what I meant to say was like the process behind like them making the music and how like everybody's like kind of different. I would like to see that side of it, like how they come to be like making a song and like how they like a lot of people do like the voice memo thing, and some people just like make a random beat on some like random surface, or they'll be thinking of something random that day, or it'll come from like a dream or something. It's like it's cool how like people have different
Funny you should mention that.
ways.
There is a song on the album that I did end up going with. So I would keep having this reoccurring. I don't know if I can call it a dream or instance, but it would always wake me up.
Wake me up inside.
Can't wait.
Can't wake up.
Can't wake up. Yeah. Save me. Yeah, I would keep waking up, and this riff would just keep playing in my head. And then I ended up just recording it one day, and I was like, "This is good." And I ended up fully, dude. Okay, this song took me just about the longest to fully develop. I think this one genuinely took me at least like 7 or 8 months to finally get the finished product of, or at least close to the finished product, because it was such a pain to really. It's weird. It's weird. It's definitely weird. It's called Straining Sights. I guess you could figure out why I called it Straining Sights.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, if you want to hear that when it comes out, you're gonna definitely be like, "What? I don't get it, but it sounds so cool."
That's with most songs. Like I don't get the title, but like it sounds cool.
No, I meant like structurally wise.
Okay, structurally. Okay.
But no, some definitely are weird.
Yeah.
Like Raining Babies. I'm not sure if I can get behind that one.
This one called Raining Babies?
There's some weird fucking songs out there. Like I know that some of the more PC ones are there's Angel Vivaldi's. He's another guitarist. He has an album out that has just songs like written in like periods and underscores. Like all the songs just have periods and underscores. That's the titles. We have, dude. I completely forgot of like my top 2 like metal bands, which is Animals as Leaders and Periphery. Like, how could I possibly forget it?
Oh, how could you forget that? God.
Yeah.
How dare you forget those?
I was thinking of Animals as Leaders for like strange for strange song titles. Wow, that took a minute. Because my mind went to Modern Meat.
What?
Modern Meat and
Modern Meat. Okay.
Hold on, where is it? I swear they have like a song. It's like something babies.
You swear they have a song. They have a lot of songs.
Have you ever gone and like just looked at like the heaviest metal bands and just read some of their stuff?
Yes.
Like, tell me that's not just the what? Like, what brought you to that conclusion? To like even okay. So people can fight me on this, but think about it. Even like what was it? Cardi B's song "WAP" or whatever.
Yeah.
They took the time to sit down and fully embrace this idea. Wrote it down. God knows how many times they recorded that in the fucking studio. I promise the production team and the techs were dying the entire time. They were like, not going to be able to take you seriously. Like, imagine being in that booth and being like, press the button. Hey, Cardi, I'm gonna need you to rewind. Like your what sounds
Just
like mac and cheese. We're gonna need another take of that one real quick. And then like you took the time to develop this idea, wrote it down. You have so much time to like back out of this idea, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you end up going through like what? Like I'm gonna say at least a half year's worth of process and production
Oh
to
yeah.
put this out there.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, yeah, I get it. With today's society,
Yeah.
pop is probably a lot more of a normal, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
then
It's the meme. It's for the memes.
if anybody's got the free time, just look up the heaviest metal bands that you could think of, right? Or even just go on a list. Fuck it, right? And just look up their lyrics. And then question yourself, would I sit down, write this down, and go through the entire process and pay for the entire production value of this and then release that? Like that's one of the biggest things that I've really had to come to terms with, because okay, hear me out. So I've never thought about doing something like that, but there was an ongoing joke for one of the songs that I wrote at the studio, that the text that we're working on the album with me and a friend or two that would always visit, we would have this ongoing joke of one of the songs that it just needed to be, it needed to go through an a cappella version. Like, let's run this heavy song, throw away the guitars and the entire construction of it, right? And then just go. Like you can't, and then just
You can't. No.
like it's hilarious. I would probably try to do that later on as an entire like April Fool's gag.
April Fools.
But I don't think I would be able to, release that in all seriousness. Like how, like you've also got to think about like what kind of audience you're gonna reel in with this.
It's like you don't want to be known for that.
Exactly. What if that's the thing that? Sorry. What if that's the thing that like popularizes you? It's not the stuff that you actually took serious. It's the stuff that you
Exactly.
were like, why not?
Like you get popular for a meme, and you don't want to be popular for that.
Exactly.
You want to make meaningful music and not like, or even like blowing up over like some meme you made or something. Not even like relating to music, just like you just said something funny.
Exactly.
And like, oh, this person's funny. It's like, oh, they make music. Oh, but they're funny.
Yeah. Imagine getting that like response. Oh, he makes memes. Oh, he makes music. He should go back to memes, and then you're actually taking music.
Oh my god,
Like,
no.
Fuck you. Let me see you do this.
No, that'd be so
but
bad.
that sort of stuff. I mean, I feel like feedback to an extent is necessary. Because, like, what if you think you're just the best singer ever, right? And then you go out and you start singing in front of your friend, and your friend goes, what the fuck are you doing, right? Like, why are you just screaming into the air?
That, like, because you all said that, that reminds me. Which it's bringing it back to my favorite musician.
Your favorite musician screams into the air?
Her. Oh no. Well, on her Twitch streams maybe, but she's funny. But it brought me back to like how you said like being known for something that, like, not that you don't want to be known for, but like getting like recognition for something like you didn't mean to. I don't know how to word that, but like so she streams on Twitch too. So like she has a community of people on Twitch to like listen to her music, and like I'm on there too. And like I'm on there like for her music and like for her gaming and stuff. And she was like involved. She tweeted like something about like some Minecraft thing in the Minecraft community, about some dude or something, and like it brought her like a lot more people in for like fans and stuff, which is cool. For her, it's like more recognition, but at the same time, like a lot of them were only there for like the fact that because she tweeted about this man in the Minecraft community that she was like, you know how the kids say simping, over,
I couldn't say
and
it nowadays.
I say it, so you know I'm a kid, but
Because
yeah,
I'm
so
a
she
big
tweeted
kid
about this
now.
like. She tweeted about this person that she was like I guess had a crush on or something, but like she was just like I don't know, whatever. Um I can never explain things well, but she did that and like a bunch of people came over and it's like, oh my god, like are they dating? Haha, like whatever. And they weren't. She was just like tweeting to like tweet about it and didn't really mean anything by it, I think. And she just got a bunch of people like that just came to her for that reason and like not for her music. So like they'd be there just asking about like, oh, how's like this man? How is he?
How's
Like
your fake
we're not
boyfriend?
dating. What do you mean? Yeah, like if people like that, like people do that all the time. Like it's with internet people. Like if they interact with one man, they're like, oh my god, they're dating. I'm like, that's no.
Yeah.
So like people would just come like to her streams, and, like just ask her about that and like tweet her about it, and they'd be all like in her mentions and like there was just a point where she got like kind of fed up about it. So like she's like, I'm just my own person. Like I make music. Like I'm glad y'all are here, but if you just here for like that part, then that's not that good.
Yeah.
Like be here for like what else I do. To like be here for that, but like be here for like everything.
Yeah,
Like
come here for the
I
memes, stay
guess.
for the music.
Yeah, like anyway. That's made me think of that because I would hate to like just be known for like one thing and then they just like, oh, that's the only thing you do is like that thing or you tweeted that one thing. So like you're just known for that. And I'm like, but I also take photos. I also do this.
Yeah. I think you're a very
I don't know.
well-rounded person. You've got your talents aside.
If you say so.
Just take the compliment, Aaron.
No, no, never. But also made me think of what else was it? Oh, what I was gonna segue into, which not really segueing, I guess,
It's
but
more of a bus now, like bus turning.
I asked this question to everybody in the podcast. Well, to both of these actually. Actually, maybe I'll no, because we're on topic of
Take
music
your time.
for the whole podcast. So, what is we were talking about like favorite artists and stuff like that. So I said, what is one song? It can be a song, an artist, or like an entire album. So one of those choices, something that brings you back to a certain time.
Okay, you gotta specify what time. There's,
Okay.
I mean, a lot
Well,
of songs bring me back to a lot of different places.
well, I mean, like, okay. Well, I mean, I did say one.
Song that makes you cry like a bitch.
It could be no, it could be like a song. No. I think this is what I meant. Like not to a time, but like to a certain time. Like you listen to a song and you're like, the way I describe it is like, okay, I'll hear the song and I'm like, I'm imagining me like just sitting in the grass and it's like a fall night and like the stars are out and like, I don't know, like.
And then I just throw on some death metal.
Like if you have a song associated with like a certain time, I guess that's what. Why did I explain it like that?
Okay, so like what?
Like it's associated with a memory, I
Okay,
guess.
okay.
There we go.
Um,
If there is one.
I could think
That's a hard one.
of possibly two that really stand out for me.
Mm-hmm.
So it's either Alter Bridge's "Addicted to Pain"
Mm-hmm.
or Slash's I'm gonna say Apocalyptic Love, but also like no, You're a Lie. You're a Lie off of the
Okay.
Apocalyptic Love.
Okay.
Those two songs bring me back to a time where just, you feel like life was so much simpler. You when you hear these songs, at least for me in my perspective, it's definitely more so of like I remember when I would listen to these songs like when I was much younger, when I was a kid, and I'd be like, I can sing all these lyrics and I can listen to the music and I can feel it, but like I wasn't like driven by it, right? Like
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
this point, like when I listen back to these lyrics and I sing them back, like, especially on "You're a Lie," there's it's more so speaking of like a person or like a situation where your your time was wasted, right? And then you can think of like all those certain times or situations where you're going like, man, that definitely fits that specific verse or that chorus really stands out now as like differentiating from like way back when you first heard the song. You're like, holy shit, that's so good. Now you've got all those
Yep.
memories attached to that song, and you're like, it's still a great song, but can't really listen to it without thinking about certain things.
And that could be
Whether
good
it be
and
good and
bad.
bad, yeah, without a time.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, that's songs do that, and it's wild because I have a lot of songs that do that. I can't think of one off the top of my head, but I can think of songs like inspire me, I guess, which you probably know who they're by. I haven't talked about her enough in this episode, so
Who was it? What?
I don't know who. No, but I only discovered her this year actually, and she is just a really cool musician.
Yeah, no, I get that. I went through a periphery phase where I will fully admit that I just would not stop listening to their stuff and be like, have you heard this band? And then I went
Have
to
you
a
heard them?
show.
Oh my god.
They came to a show. Sorry, they came to a show. They performed at a local show here, NRI, and such a cool set. Holy crap! Played with indie leaders, and I think they had Arbomb open up. I don't know if anybody else was there, was listening, but so great. Light show was awesome. I bought a good amount of merch, but like I definitely had that sort of like I can hear the excitement out of your voice like immediately as you have a chance to talk about her. You just spring to action. You're like, I know how many sandwiches she ate on this date.
I mean, okay, I'm not.
She had a Snapple at 8:03.
I mean, not like that.
Yeah, you say that now.
No, I'm not. I'm not like that. I'm not like that.
You're not crazy fangirl. Not yet.
No. I don't even say a fangirl. I'm just like a supportive simp. That's how I
Okay.
say it. I'm like your like supportive friend,
Supportive friend.
but like a little bit more supportive,
Supportive friend that'll just follow you around and wish you the best while just looking over your shoulder. That sort of thing.
Oh God. She'll never listen to this podcast anyway, so I mean, it'd be cool to have her on here because I'm trying to have more musicians on here. But I'd probably be so nervous.
I mean, if you're part of her Discord, I wouldn't see why not.
I feel like we'd vibe though. We would vibe as friends. We'd vibe.
You could be streaming.
I know
ladies.
we would. Right? Oh my God. Anyway, I can dream about that. Could be a possibility. You never know what happens.
Exactly.
You never know.
Like here I am on your podcast.
Mm-hmm.
That I didn't think that I was going to be on a podcast.
I didn't think I'd have a podcast,
Exactly.
so here we are.
You'd have a podcast, so here we are.
And we're here. And that's all, folks. So
Okay, bye.
Wait, no, I'm just kidding. Imagine if that's how I ended all of them. Like, bye, bitches. No, I'm just kidding.
Anyways, see you later, Sims.
Oh my god. I never want them to end though, because like the episodes are so fun to like just it's like you're just like a giant talk session. Like people think like, oh, you're gonna be on a podcast, you're just doing an interview, like it's boring. And I'm like, I mean, it probably is boring to hear me talk, but I think it's just fun as like a casual conversation. That's how I say
Yeah,
it.
no, I totally
Less
get it.
than like
See,
an interview, you know.
okay. I'm gonna completely interrupt you right there. I don't know if you've ever listened to like podcasts that are like more so story based rather than just people talking. I feel
Kind of.
okay. So hear me out.
Uh-huh.
I've kind of grown a maybe small addiction for it, per se, right? To where I can't work if I'm not listening to like a story podcast. Like, I don't know if you would mind if I would like mention these, but they are so good. Like,
Mhm.
would you want me to
Which is
say-
kind of like this
Well, I mean,
in a way.
yes, but no, because there's
Yeah.
actually like okay, so there's definitely a lot more of like the production side of where it's more. Sorry, I'm I'm going and stopping, going and stopping. Hold on.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
So they definitely have the bigger production team as of they have like an entire cast of people. So it's basically think of like a TV
sure.
show type of thing or like an animation that they have like voice actors and then they have the audio editing team. They have or maybe it's like a smaller scale project, but it has story elements. Like for example, one of my favorite ones that was there's two that really stand out for me that I would recommend anybody at least take a listen to. Absolutely amazing. I don't know if you've ever heard of them. Check out the Left Right Game, and then Mission to Zix ZYXX.
I listened to a few, but like I feel like I never have time to listen to anything. Like I'll have one on in the background sometimes, but like I don't know, it's weird. Like if I'm doing things and like, I'm hearing other people talk, it's like kind of distracting almost. Like some people say it's relaxing, but if I'm listening to them and I want to hear like what they're saying, but I'm like doing homework, it's like I'm distracted on two different things. So it's like I feel like I like listening to music when I'm doing things more than I do like podcasts, I guess.
Yeah. No, I get that. I used to be like that, and then I realized that, you know, as I work more and more on music, it gets a little bit more difficult to be able to sit down and not overanalyze a piece. So, yeah, in my situation, like I love listening to music, especially new music. It drives me. But you know, sometimes you do hit that wall of just you end up overdoing it.
Yeah.
Like imagine playing video games like every day, but it's the same game at the same time. You know, gets a little bit overdone.
Yeah, I
with the same
felt
group
that.
of people, and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think podcasts are a little bit of a fresh of breath air, you know.
For sure. I have a bunch of new ones. Like I don't listen to my own. That's kind of weird. I don't know. I don't know if people listen to like their own podcasts. I don't because I have to hear my voice enough when I edit it. So
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
for me, I would fully admit that I do listen to my own music.
well, yeah, if it was music,
Um,
I probably would listen to like my own music if I made some. But like podcasts,
yeah,
they're kind of long, so it's like, do I want to listen to myself again?
I feel like okay, so hear me out.
Uh-huh.
Like I said, if it's more storyline based, I feel like that is a lot more fun
Yeah.
to listen to. Or like if there's a specific joke, it's quite funny. Um, but I mean, for just conversation wise, I guess unless you're like interested in that sort of thing, or like if you really want to hear back to that person talking, I don't know if I personally, I don't know if I would listen to it, over once or twice,
That's true. I mean, I mean, it's like it basically is like a story. Mine is like it's story based in a sense, like it's not a narrative, but it's just like other people's stories in that
Mm-hmm.
sense. So I mean, people. This is a tough thing because I'm thinking like, well, are people gonna be interested in other people's stories? But I was like, I don't know. Like it's more so like I just want to get people's stories out there. Um, in that sense. So it's like I don't know. Maybe this is all crash and burn. I don't know.
No, 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 no.
I thought the idea was kind of cool. I don't know. I like just hear. I just like to hear like even some of my friends I think I know. Like I don't know some things about them. I like to hear different perspectives and like what they do and like their stories and like just things like that. Just learn from other people. That's why I started it.
Yeah, no, I get it. It is a really cool concept. I mean, it's getting you out of your comfort zone. I'll tell you that much. I'm proud of you for
For
that.
sure, for sure. No, like I like it. We get to talking and like that's when you know it's like a good conversation is when you don't realize how long it's been.
Yeah,
Um,
actually.
but yeah,
It's
it's
like one of those like 2 a.m.
oh my god,
conversations
those
with
ones, yeah.
your homie.
And it's up
Yeah.
until like 6 a.m. the next day.
Yeah, you're like at 6 a.m. You're like, hey
Like, oh
man,
shit, the
it's
sun's
getting
coming
pretty
up.
late. I gotta get to bed. I gotta wake up like 6 o'clock. And they're like, it is 6 o'clock. You're like, fuck.
That's how it is. Um, this was I just had like a brain fart.
You had a
Yeah,
brain?
I have a brain. No,
I got a brain.
but no, this was fun. This was fun. Um,
Yeah, I mean, do you have reoccurring guests?
like you mean like yeah, recurring like return. Yeah. I
Yeah,
haven't had any yet because I'm still like going in episode 6, so it's like I don't know if I have any like should have any returns yet because I want to get like a bunch of new people in here.
yeah,
But yeah, like, I'll definitely have Mark on again. I totally want to have him on again. Probably on his at some point. Um, probably have more of my musician friends too, and some of my um artist friends and stuff like that. I have some people in mind, so there'll be some repeats though. I got some funny friends that I want to laugh with.
yeah.
Because it's this
Of
supposed to
course.
get to know you type podcast. If I have repeats, we already know them. So if I have repeats on here, we'll just kind of like pick a topic and talk more about it. Like,
Exactly. You got embarrassing
hmm
stories.
hmm
Sure.
but yeah,
How do you want to call
you
yourself
know,
out today?
how do I want to call myself out all the time? Oh God. Well, that's awful. No. We need to end this at some point before it goes
Goodbye.
into 10 hours. I also have an assignment due at midnight and it's almost 10:30.
Exactly.
I'm gonna cut like half of this out. Don't worry. Um, but yeah, it was so much fun doing this. I'm
Yeah.
glad you agreed to be on this.
Yeah. No, thank you for having me on. It's actually really cool. It was an
Because
honor.
I'm always nervous asking people. It's like, do you want to be on this? And they're like, what if they say no?
Honestly, just take the shot in the dark. Worst thing that they can say is no.
True. But I always like to ask people. Or if they want it, or if they ask me, I'm like, yeah, I'd love to have you on. But I like to have people feel included. I don't want them to just like. I mean, if they reach out to me, I'm like, I'm gonna have them on. But like, I like to just ask them, like, hey, I'd love to have you on here.
Yeah, I get that. It's a little bit more difficult on my end because imagine having to talk to people and be like, "Hey, do you want to do this thing for a song?"
Yeah, that's a little different. This was sick.
Yeah.
Definitely check out Rob's stuff. His new album will be coming out. We don't have a date yet.
But Damned is out now.
Mm-hmm.
You can stream it anywhere. Just Damned by Rob Moya.
On Spotify, on everywhere you can stream music.
On Spotify, on iTunes, Deezer,
YouTube.
Amazon, YouTube.
I'll drop all the links, don't
You
worry.
name it.
But yeah, go check him
Yeah.
out. Go check out his music. He's cool. He's dope. You know, all the compliments. But yeah,
You too. No, you're breathtaking.
don't compliment me on my podcast. No, just kidding. Nah, but like for real, this was cool, and maybe I'll have to have you on a repeat. And we can talk about we can talk about podcasts on every future episode. Love to have you on again.
Yeah, that would be so cool.
But yeah, you know, we're gonna peace out before this reaches 10 hours.
Yeah.
But again, it was fun, and you know, that's all, folks.
Day 53.
That's all, folks. You know how it be. But I'll catch y'all on the next episode.
Take it easy.